In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can blow the budget on your build very effectively in just a few easy steps. So we're finally home from Alice Springs, where we just had the best time at the Red Sand and Nats. That was a wild trip though, 7,500 Ks. We managed to put out 4 videos over the week, over an hour worth of content for you guys with some of the best cars in the country. Man, really was a great time. Thanks to all you guys who supported the videos while we were gone. And also while we were gone, I managed to get a couple of deliveries. Here we have a bunch of sweet parts for my VH project, which some of them are going to be required at the panel beaters, ready for paint. And there's some awesome dress up products, as well as some good essentials through here from some Australian companies that I'd like to show you guys. If you're doing a resto of your own, you might find this a little bit handy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a quick unboxing and run through a couple of the really cool bits that I've got here, and then we're going to head over to Simon's and get an update on the build, because I know there's been some progress since we've been gone. So I guess we'll start with the giant box over here. It's pretty self-explanatory. It tells you right on the front there, Rare Spares rubber kit, and it has got every body rubber for the whole car. The only rubbers that it doesn't have is bumper rubbers, and I haven't been able to find a reproduction bumper rubber yet. If I do find one, I'll probably be buying some. But it comes with a whole list here. Very, very simple. Everything bagged and labeled. You know what's what. We're talking everything. Window rubbers, Bailey channels, you know, all grommets, all that kind of thing. There's a lot of little knickknacks in here that's just going to make life really, really easy. It also came with, and this was something that was a bit of a surprise to me, these outer belt moldings. So it's got the chrome as well as that outer belt for your window. Brand new product, bang it on. Don't have to worry about trying to polish up the other ones, or if you bent them a little bit, getting them off. This one here is a direct replacement, so that is awesome. This kit is for the SLE. I think it does the SS as well. But, so SS and SLE, slightly different kit if you've got, say, like an SL or an SLX. They would have the VH1 kit. This is the VH2 kit. Now it is a little bit pricey. Sit down. This I got through my local Auto One, because your Auto One store is a Rare Spares dealer. $2,045. Big hit, big hit to take, but to have all fresh rubbers, when I close the doors, they're going to seal nice. You're not going to have that horrible whistle. Bailey channels, you know, they're notorious for being, you know, not that great. So new Bailey channels, the whole shebang. It even comes with like the little gaskets for your tail lights, your bumper mounting kit. It comes with all of that sort of stuff. So really is worthwhile if you're doing a full resto like I am. Even if you've just got an old VH and you're finding that some of the rubbers are no good. Something like this kit here, very comprehensive, very easy to manage. Like I say, just costs a bit of cash. But all the rubbers, all the body rubbers, very worthwhile. Takes up too much room on the bench. I want to move it. Oh, geez, it's heavy though. Fair bit of gear in there. Second item. This one here I found to be exceptionally cool, and I think you will too. Holcomb Auto Parts. This is a Perth dude that puts together a lot of little kits and stuff. If you're doing a resto, he specialises in VLs, but also does a lot of early Commodore stuff. And this here is super duper handy. Mega fastener kit. Says it right there on the front. VB, VC, VH, View Beauty. And when I open this thing up, I'm going to show you, it has got everything. Much like the Rare Spares rubber kit, this is a fastener kit, and it does every nut, bolt, washer, clip, a lot of like trim clips for the entire car. It's all listed on this here bit of paper. Shock bolts, seatbelt bolts, you know, all those specialty little fasteners that you probably can't just go down your local bolt shop and get. This has got all of them. Much like the rubber kit, everything is bagged, labelled, individually, that little black clips, the rubbish bag hook for the glove box. Can you believe it? A rubbish bag hook for the glove box. That is in there. This is how comprehensive it is. There's only one item that I didn't want to use in here. That's not because I didn't want to use it, I just wanted to use something a little bit better. These were the front guard bolts which came with it. You can see they're still a very nice stainless hex head with a stainless washer. Very good stuff. But I have gone with, you've probably seen them in our other videos, the countersunk head with the nice tapered alley washer. So that's just a little dress up piece. I've got the countersunk bolts through my local bolt supplier, Connect. I got the aluminium washers through ProBolt. So if you go to probolt.com.au, you can get the dress up washers. I got 2 packs of 10, so I've got enough to do my strut tops as well. But the speed nuts, they're an M6 speed nut. They came from Holdcom as well. So they were the ones that actually came in here. They had an M6 bolt and washer there for the guards, and they were the speed nuts to suit. I just changed them out for a slightly nicer bolt and washer. Personal preference, you don't have to do that, but I did. Now something else I also added onto this kit, which wasn't in it from the start, is these front door check strap rubber boots. That's another new product that he's just released at Holdcom. These are about $50, and I think it's going to tie in very nice. Just bang them on the door, protect your check strap. Good thing. And these are just for the front doors, VB to VL, very good, very well worth it. Now on this list, obviously everything, as I say, it's all listed, bag tagged individually, and he's also listed the regular retail price on all of this. At the end, it's got a grand total of $1,148.35. Don't worry, that's not how much this kit costs. This kit, you can get it for $745 through their website at holdcom.com.au. Now, do I feel like there's $745 worth of fasteners in here? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure on that. You could probably go and source them all yourself, but what you do gain here is time and organisation. You do not have to go shopping. You don't have to find what thread, what pitch, what length. It's all in here, the whole thing. And when you're saving that much time, that is worth its weight in gold. It comes in this sweet little container. Like I say, everything's individually Ziploc bagged. It doesn't get much better than that. So I'm going to be dropping this off to Simon today, because if he needs to put something back on the car, he can just come in here, whoop, where's the bolt? There it is, bang it on. Brand new fasteners, not mucking around trying to clean up old bolts or, you know, CAD plate bolts or whatever. All brand new stuff. So, Holdcom, mega fastener kit. Do yourself a favour, if you've got your car blown into a million pieces and you didn't bag and tag all of your bolts, just get one of these. Just do it. It'll save yourself so much heartache. So if you're into early Commodores, you will know who Damien Lowe is. He has had his fingers in the pie of some of the best Australian early Commodore builds. And he makes some of the coolest dress up products on the market. Got a whole bunch of stuff from him, and we'll do a quick run through. In this long box here, I've got a wiper cowl cover panel. This thing here sort of sits just up the top of your engine bay, covers your wiper motor. You can hide a whole bunch of other stuff under there as well, whether it be you can put a small catch can in there, an MSD box, you can put all kinds of stuff under here, just dresses it right up. Painted body colour, beautiful, really does a nice job of tidying up what can be a slightly ugly part of your engine bay. It's a reasonably thin fiberglass. You can see it got a bit of wobble to it, so it's not a structural piece, it is a dress up piece, and this is not a bolt-on good to go part. I knew what I was getting into. I'm not bagging when I say this, I'm just saying it for information so that you guys know that if you buy one, this is what you're going to get. So I can see through here there's lots of chips and sort of scratches and whatnot in the gel coat and in the fiberglass itself. Now, if you're handy with some fiberglass putty and sanding and painting and stuff like that, sweet, you can do it yourself. It's not bad, Don't get me wrong, it's not a terrible, like, oh my God, why do I spend all this money? No, this is exactly what it needs to be. It's a nice cover panel. You do have to paint it before it goes on. So when you do paint it, you prep it, you make it nice. There are some defects in fiberglass aftermarket parts. That's just how it is, it's how they are. There's a couple other ones on the market as well. I think 12 volt customs do one. I think Kurt's got a 12 volt customs one for his VR. Obviously, I bought a whole bunch of stuff through low fab, so you know, no brainer, postage, etc. This, I would say, is comparable to the 12 volt customs one. The 12 volt custom one that Kurt has is maybe a little bit nicer finish, like in the hand when you unbox it. But like I say, this thing here has to be painted anyway. Has to, you know, you got to trial fit it to the car, take it off, get it all, you know, all your gaps right and everything. Take it off, get it painted. So this little bit of extra work that needs to be done to it in prep is not that big of a deal. Not bagging them out. I knew exactly what I was buying, but some of you guys maybe don't. So I wanted to let you know. You'd think there was like a poster or something in here, but I can tell you it's way too heavy for that. Oh, Jesus. There you go. This is probably a little bit extravagant. Not gonna lie, I could have bought a set of bonnet struts on eBay for like 25 bucks. These are a bit over $100, but they are a very nicely finished, polished stainless steel bonnet strut. Very simple and effective upgrade for any of your cars. So I obviously have had the radiator support panel smoothed on mine, had the bonnet rod removed and it's all smoothed off. Just going to keep my bonnet up. Very super simple install. You can see in there you got 4 ball nuts. So you remove 1 bolt on the guard and 1 bolt on the bonnet hinge and replace it with those balls. Clip the struts on. Bang, Robert's your father's brother. No more worrying about your bonnet falling down. Just a nice, simple upgrade. This one's a little bit bougie. You probably don't need to get a bougie one if you don't want to. And I understand because even I hummed and hard when I looked at the price, given the quality of the build and the quality of the resto, it's justified. This time around at least. These will go to Simon. Simon will need these when he puts the bonnet back on. This part here, also a little bit bougie, but I think very necessary. These are a pressed metal sill panel. So when you open the door, at the bottom of the door there, you got this nice little sill. Factory ones are a black plastic. I still have the factory ones and they're actually in pretty good nick. The theme of this build, I've said it a couple of times before, is factory improved. So I wanted to have kind of a factory look, but improved. So that's why I went with black. Factory ones are black plastic. You can get these in a range of different colours. You can paint it whatever you want. You can have your logo engraved on it. You can have your number plate, you know, engraved on it or whatever. Super duper nice piece. Really just a nice little thing to dress it up. When you open the door and you see them sitting there, you go, ooh, that's just something a little bit nice. They're going to stay in the plastic for quite some time because obviously putting the interior back in and wiring and this and that in and out of the car, these are just going to get damaged. But they do have a nice thick powder coat on them. They aren't painted, so they won't scratch easily, but they will scratch. It's got the adhesive tape on them, ready to rock and roll. Really good piece. This is one of the more satisfying parts I bought. This next part, I think, is an essential item for all of you guys with early Commodores, and I really do think it's a worthwhile investment. We've got a VT booster upgrade. You can get it in whatever colour you want, but it will add to the time that it takes for you to get it. You can get a custom colour or whatever. My car's still getting ready for paint, so I thought I'll just get the black one and we'll paint it whatever we want when we do. So the low fab billet adapter here, so that is the adapter to go onto the VH firewall or any early Commodore firewall to the VT bracket. Very nice solid piece. We used a Clado Lawrence bracket on Kurt's car with a VZ booster, but this one here, once again, I've already bought heaps of other stuff through low fab, so it was a no-brainer to get this as well. It comes with a fully reconditioned or brand new booster, and I've elected for the -6 vacuum hose there. But it does come with that barb. That's just an optional extra if you want something a little bit extra fancy, you know what I mean? And also got the VT 1-inch master, so there's a 3-port master. It's got, you know, it's a brand new aftermarket unit, and In the box also comes with the adapters so that you can put your standard VH or early Commodore brake pipes directly into this. So this is a bolt-on upgrade. You can get a modern booster and master cylinder onto your brakes. Say if you put VL turbo brakes on something and you want that better pedal, this here is very worthwhile. I know they sell heaps of these things, but I can tell you well worth it, and very happy with the bracket and just how it looks, and yeah, very nice piece. Last little box, but this little box probably has the most stuff in it. This is all just simply dress up pieces. It's all nice billet. This is really where your budget blows out on your project. When you start trying to do real nice little bits and pieces, this is where the money goes. This here replaces that black rubber cap on the back of the headlights, so it's a nice shiny billet. There is a really nice polish on those. Just something a little bit nice, a little bit bougie. Definitely not necessary. I didn't need to get these, but once again, treat yourself. Strut top covers, I think just about every engine bay, if you've got a nice engine in there and you've gone to a little bit of effort in smoothing or deleting things, you definitely need some of these. That just covers up that ugly strut top and they, just finishes things off. I do have one small gripe with these things, and it's not a big deal, but they do have some buffer marks, like just some polishing crud on there. Now, I know that is a really first world problem. It'll come off pretty easily with a rag, you'll just be able to clean it up. But to the guys at Lowe, if you're watching this, when you buy this kind of stuff and you open the box, this is, it's a feeling, it's something really exciting. When you open it up and you look at your brand new nice little billet part and you go, oh, it's dirty. Kills the vibe a little bit. Makes absolutely no difference to the product itself. And like I say, when I pull this out of the bag and I get a rag, I'm just going to be able to wipe that off and it's going to be fine. But just a little bit of feedback for you guys. It's the little things. It's the little things. But I do really like this product, and I can't wait to put it on the car. This is just a billet master cylinder cover. It's got that ugly sort of black cover on it. This thing sits over the top, and that will just do a really nice job of cleaning up the engine bay. 3D printed headlight clips. These actually go under the headlights of your early Commodore, and the plastic that they use, they just get very brittle and they break. It's just no good. These are a replacement that you can get from Low Fab. They've always got them in stock. Very, very good idea. Even if you already have a car that's together, pull your headlights out and have a look at the ones you got, because they might be broken, headlights might wobble, or it just doesn't have, like the headlight direction's not great. Just get yourself a couple of these. Not expensive. I'm going to leave a link to the Low Fab website. Go and check them out. These little beauties. Now you're probably not going to see too well from there. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit, but these are an O-ringed billet headlight bolt blank. Now the only holes that are left in my radiator support panel are the ones to mount the headlights. So I had a look around. I thought about getting something made up or whatever, but when I had a look on the Low Fab website, they've already got these blanking covers, and man, they are pretty. They are a pretty little button, and I think that's gonna look super sick on there. I'm really pumped about that. The day that I bought those new old stock rear quarters was the day that this build went way too next level, and I figured once I got there, I need to do these little extra things to warrant it. It's not going to be a something that's top 60 car. That's the stupid thing about this. You're spending all this money on all this nice stuff. It's still not going to be a top 60 car. It's not going to be a show car. It's going to be a really, really nice street car. So the reason I want to show you guys this is you can have all of the show car stuff on your car if you really want it. And there are guys, local guys in Australia that can do this really high quality at a decent price as well. So shout out to Low Fab. I've got a big swag of gear. We've used some of their other gear on the channel before, and we'll continue using it in the future. No doubt I'm going to realise that I forgot to buy something. I'm going to have to make another order, but I think for now all this nice dress up pieces will have me well sorted. Alright, now I know that was probably far more exciting for me than it was for you. Thanks for sitting through my little unboxing session, but now I'm going to go drop off some merch orders. Dropped off a bunch yesterday, a couple more came through last night. Thanks to all you legends for supporting us. Now it's time to go and see how the VH is going. Alright, so I'm leaving Simon over there with his little bag of goodies. He's a happy man. He loves it when people bring him new parts and not second-hand junk from Marketplace. But this is how the car's sitting at the moment. As you can see, he's making some pretty good headway over here on the car, and honestly, I'm pretty stoked. There's only one more piece that really needs to go back on the car, and that's this front windscreen panel here. So that's the only bit that needs to go back on. We've got a small rust repair to do here, another one over there, and then bodywork is done. You can see that's that plenum cover that I just unboxed before. We just sat it in there to have a look. It is going to need some adjustment. It's not going to be a straight bolt-on piece. It's going to need a little bit of finesse, a little bit of love here and there to get it right, but it's just going to cover that factory gap really nicely, especially once it's painted. It seems strange just to leave that open like they did from factory. Obviously the windscreen wiper motor sits in there and you want access and whatever, but I don't know, the more I think about it, the more I think it's a little bit unfinished, isn't it? This engine bay though has come up an absolute treat. You can see they've now welded all the seams here around the strut top, sorry, and that just really finishes it off. The firewall is nice and smooth. We've deleted all the holes that we don't need. I'm super happy. I think once we get this thing, sanded back and painted, it's going to look immaculate. There's got to be a couple of small repairs left just here on the radiator support, but overall that is pretty well good to go. But the thing that I am most pumped about is the way that these rear quarters sit on the car. Let's go have a look at that. Just have a look at those lines. That is so crisp, so beautiful. Those new old stock rear quarters, although it did escalate the build quite a bit when I got them, are probably one of the greatest things I've bought for this project. We could have made a patchwork quilt out of the ones that we had. We could have cut, welded and whatever, got it right. And look, Simon and Jamie, they are talented dudes and they would have got it looking really nice, but nothing, absolutely nothing will beat that result right there. That is perfect. Same over here on the other side. Got the light in the wrong spot. I am in a workshop after all, but my goodness. The body lines and how straight that is, it's phenomenal. You just can't beat that. That's, oh mate, I could stare at it for days. The seals are now on for the final time. They've all been blocked back as well. Looking Hollywood. Remember, that was a bit of sheet. We cut a channel out of the original seals and gave that to a local fabrication mob, and they bent some sheet into the right profile for us. Honestly, that is a better result than a rear spares panel, and it was cheaper. I think they were cheaper and less work to get them in there than a rear spares one would have been. Some of the rear spare stuff is really, really good, but some of them, the replacement panels in particular, they're great for rust repairs, but as a total replacement, I've seen it through here with a bunch of different cars, it's not quite there. These ones, chef's kiss. I've already touched on the mini tubs. Obviously she's been tubbed to the rail. You can't even tell. No, you can't even really tell where the joint is. Oh yeah, there's a bit there. You can see a little bit there where they put the strip in. But yeah, that's been tubbed to the rail. Touched on that before. After being at Red Center Nats and seeing the scrutineering, if you've got a fuel cell in the boot, you've got to have all your holes blanked off. So I've got the guys to just make up some plates, just tack welded them in there. You're not going to see it, so it doesn't have to be super pretty. Just going to put some seam sealer on there and they will be good as gold. So the one thing that I've kind of been struggling with now is what do I do with the boot? Originally I was just going to paint it black and put carpet in it because an SLE had carpet in the boot. But after getting back from Red Center Nats and seeing some of these show cars and that, this has got a really nice boot in it really for what it is. I think I might strip the sound deadener off it and get it painted with the black fuel cell in there, with speed flow hose and stuff. I don't know, I think that'd look pretty Hollywood. You can see in there, see these braces were obviously to hold the tail light panel on while there was no rear quarters on it, keep everything where it needs to be. But you can see the spare wheel well rather has gone, and Jamie's made that little plate up there to delete it. Looks super neat. Mirrors the other side very well, and that'll probably be a perfect spot to put a battery, I reckon. But yeah, I don't know, what do you guys reckon? Do I paint it black and leave it black paint, or do I put carpet in there, or do I paint it? Now I'm just kind of looking around and seeing where all these little dress up pieces are going to go, like this hole here and here. You're going to have those nice little O-ring billet buttons in there to blank off where the headlight bolts are. Brand new headlight bolts in that sweet little kit. Simon's still going through it now. Because he's got the other VH here, everything that I'm doing here, he's like, oh, what you got there? What you got there? We're getting closer, we're getting ever closer. And there is not an ounce of bog in this thing. Not one little bit yet. There will be some in a couple of spots just to get your lines right, just to get, you know, when the paint goes down to get it absolutely flawless. But as it stands right now, there's high fuel on the engine bay. It's just epoxy primer everywhere else. No filler whatsoever. This thing is going to be absolutely gun straight. You go to these events and they just get you so motivated. They get you so turned up for it. And man, it's going to be not that far away until we get this thing ready for paint. And I cannot wait, honestly. So that's it. In the next update for this build, we'll wait until that final panel's on and the doors are getting ready to get back on. Then we'll come back, revisit the car and show you where it's at, because after that, it's not too long until we get it ready for paint. Thank all you guys for watching. Thanks if you have just jumped on board after Red Center Nats. Welcome aboard. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already though, please subscribe, because we are this close to 10,000 subs, which is super exciting for us. Get yourself some Torq Hub merch, torqhub.com.au. We'll get it sent out ASAP. But that's it for now. Until the next one, we'll catch you around.